Hello everyone, this is third video of module 1 hydrological parameters. This is the last video of this module which include description about hydrological parameters and few equations which are used to find out the hydrological parameters. First parameter is evaporation. What is evaporation? It is the process in which a liquid changes to the gaseous state at the free surface below the boiling point through the transfer of heat energy. So, in the presence of sunlight or sun heat, the water from the water bodies as well as from the earth surface get evaporated, means transfer into gaseous state, and this process is known as evaporation, right? So which are the factors affect evaporation of water? So that fact, there are many factors and they are bifurcated in different ways. So first category of factors under meteorological parameters are solar radiation. So changes depend upon latitude, season, time of day and sky condition, cloudiness. So how the solar radiation affect evaporation? If solar radiation is more, evaporation will be more. So here, when we are discussing about the factor affecting of any hydrological parameter, so what we have to discuss, that parameter increase or decrease the hydrological parameter, right? Like that solar radiation increase evaporation by increasing the radiation. Air temperature, if temperature increases, evaporation increases. Likewise, vapor pressure, if the vapor pressure is more, evaporation will be less. If wind velocity is more, evaporation will be more. If atmospheric pressure is more, the evaporation is less, because that air is already moist, and moist air always decrease evaporation rate. Other category of factors are nature of evaporating surface, right? If vegetation is there on surface, evaporation will be less. Building, paved streets, evaporation be less. Soil surface, snow and ice. So these are the surfaces from where the water get evaporated. Water quality, salinity, dissolved solid. If there are salinity is more, if the dissolved solids are more in water, evaporation get reduced or rate of evaporation is less. Now, how to find out evaporation, the amount or the rate of evaporation? The amount of water evaporated from the water surface is estimated by these methods. First is using evaporimeter data. That device or instrument is known as pan evaporation. Then the empirical formulas are there, equations are there, and one of the method is Penman's method to find out the rate of evaporation. Analytical methods are there like water budget method, energy budget methods, etc. are there. So instrumental methods are there, mathematical methods are there, and analytical methods are there to find out rate of evaporation or amount of water evaporate from the water surface. So here is the water budget equation to find out the evaporation rate. So this equation is based on continuity equation, right? So the input minus output, right? So the equation is there, E is equal to SI, S1 minus S2 plus I plus P minus O minus OS. So here E is evaporation. Evaporation is denoted by E. S1 and S2 are the storage. At particular time duration, the amount of water stored in a particular water body, say S1 at time 1, S2 at time 2. I is surface inflow. How much amount of water is drained into that water body, inflow. P obviously precipitation, the amount of rainfall. O is surface outflow. Outflow is how much amount of water withdraw from that water body. And OS is subsurface seepage, how much amount of water seeps from that water body. So storage, total storage in that particular water body, amount of water inflow, that second is precipitation. These are the inputs in a water body, minus outputs. Outputs are surface outflow or the water seeps from the base, right? So simply evaporation is the amount of inflow minus amount of outflow. Energy budget. So energy budget equation is based on energy transmission, right? And the equation is Qn is equal to Qn minus Qh minus Qe is equal to Q theta minus Qv. So the net radiation absorbed by the water body minus sensible heat transfer to the atmosphere minus energy used for evaporation is equal to increased in energy storage in water body minus advance energy, net energy contained of inflow and outflow element. So energy budget equation deals with the continuity of energy flow instead of water flow. Again, so water budget equation and energy budget equation are based on continuity equation, but in water budget equation it is inflow and outflow of water, while energy budget equation is in form of inflow and outflow of energy, right? So second parameter is transpiration. It is a process by which water leaves the body of a living plant, trees, and reach the atmosphere as a water vapor. Water is taken up by the plant root system and escape through the leaves. So evaporation is the water loss from the water body and ground surface, while transpiration is the water loss of water from the tree plants. Which are the factors affecting transpiration? First, atmospheric vapor pressure, same as evaporation. That factor affecting evaporation, same factor affect transpiration. If the vapor pressure in the atmosphere is more, transpiration rate is slow. Temperature, obviously temperature increases, transpiration rate increases. Wind velocity increases, transpiration increases. Light intensity also increase transpiration rate. So these are the atmospheric factors which affect transpiration. Second category of factors are characteristics of plant, right? Shallow rooted species, deep rooted species. If the transpiration in previous slide, what we have seen, that the water is taken up by the plant root system and escape through the leaves. So transpiration happens through the plant leaves, right? So if the roots of this species is deep, so it store more water within them, right? Available water in the plants is more, so leaves get more water, transpiration rate also get increased. Density of vegetative cover, if it is dense forest area, transpiration may get reduced, the rate of transpiration may get reduced. Third parameter is evapotranspiration. It is the sum of amount of water transpirated by plants during the growth process, and that amount is evaporated from the soil and vegetation in the domain occupied by the growing crops. Evapotranspiration is normally expressed in per day. So it is a combined process of loss of water from the water bodies as well as from the vegetal cover. It is per day. So which are the factors affecting evapotranspiration? Weather parameters like means all the parameters which affect evaporation, all the parameters which affect transpiration. Weather parameters are heat, wind, velocity, pressure, etc. Crop characteristics, as we have seen previously, the crop root and vegetal cover are the crop characteristics. Management and environmental aspects are factors affecting evapotranspiration. Weather parameters, as we have discussed, the principal weather condition affecting evapotranspiration are radiation, air temperature, humidity, wind speed. Almost all weather parameters increases. If increases, then the rates of evapotranspiration get increases. Crop characteristics like type of crop, variety of crop, development stage, crop height, crop roughness, ground cover, crop rooting depth, all these factors affect the evapotranspiration rate. Management and environmental factors are factors such as soil salinity, poor land fertility, limited application of fertilizers, absence of control of disease and pests, and poor soil management may limit the crop development and reduce soil evapotranspiration. Next parameter is infiltration. It is the process by which water on the ground surface enters the soil. Infiltration rate in soil science is a measure of rate at which soil is able to absorb rainfall or irrigation. It is measured in inch per hour or millimeter per hour. The rate increases as the soil becomes saturated. The rate decreases as the soil becomes saturated. If the precipitation rate exceeds the infiltration rate, runoff will usually occur unless there is some physical barrier. The rate of infiltration can be measured using an infiltrometer. So, infiltration is the downward movement of rainfall water, right? And the infiltration rate is depend maximum on the characteristics of soil. So here are the factors which affect infiltration rate are slope of land, shortening, degree of saturation, shape, porosity, capillarity, permeability, vegetation, packing, and land use. Right. So these are the factors of soils. If soil is saturated, then the infiltration rate get decrease and runoff get increase. If the ground slope is steep, so the water cannot be hold on ground. So infiltration, steep ground, infiltration rate is low. Flat ground, infiltration is more. Right? If the ground steep ground always decrease the infiltration. Capillary action, permeable, if the soil ground is rocky ground, if the rocky ground, the pores or the spacing between the particles is more, infiltration rate is more, runoff less. If the sandy soil is there, then the infiltration rate is low, runoff will be more. Vegetal cover, if dense vegetation is there or forest area is there, then infiltration may be more because root hold the water. Roots of trees and plants hold the water. Runoff is less, infiltration will be more. Land use, if the vegetal area or cultivable area is more, infiltration is more. If urbanization is more, infiltration is less, likewise, right? So here, if you are going to write the factor affecting of hydrological parameters, then just you have to show the relationship between that factor and the hydrological parameter. The factors are almost the same. The factors are atmospheric factors and soil type and water quality. Same factors we have to discuss in all 3 or 4 hydrological parameters, whether they get increase or decrease. So to find out the infiltration, here are the infiltration indices. So we have 2 index, basically phi index and W index. One more index is there, W minimum index. But basically we have 2 indexes, phi index and W index. Now what is phi index? It is defined as the rate of infiltration above which the rainfall volume equals to the runoff volume. So after some limit, when the infiltration increases, the rainfall that it become in runoff, right? So what is phi index? Phi index is represented by this graph on which on x-axis time of precipitation or storm, and on y-axis intensity of rainfall, means how much amount of water or rain fall in a particular time duration, means mm per hour. So the chart or graph is prepared in bar chart form, and this graph represent phi index. So phi index is the rate of infiltration above which the rainfall volume equals to the runoff volume. So phi index is equal to precipitation minus surface runoff. So in terms of equation, precipitation is always denoted by P and surface runoff is always denoted by Q. So phi index is equal to P minus Q. The value of phi index can be derived from the rainfall hydrograph and resulting surface runoff volume. Phi index can be determined for each storm for which the surface runoff volume has been measured. Phi index is equal to total infiltration during period of rainfall excess divided by period of rainfall excess. So always when runoff occur, after infiltration, when your soil get fully saturated, after that runoff occurs. So that period after infiltration becomes almost zero and runoff starts. That period of rainfall is known as rainfall excess, and that rainfall is known as rainfall excess, right? So it is that duration where rainfall excess, means runoff, starts. Okay, so what is phi index? P minus Q, or the total infiltration during period of rainfall excess divided by period of rainfall excess. W index, it is the average rate of infiltration during the time when the rainfall intensity exceeds the infiltration rate. So W index is equal to P minus Q minus S divided by TR, where P is the precipitation having unit as cm, Q total surface runoff unit centimeter, S is the depression or interception losses in centimeter, and T duration of rainfall, means total duration of rainfall. So P minus Q minus S divided by total duration of rainfall is the equation of W index. W index is more accurate than phi index because it excludes the interception and depression losses, which are considered as a part of infiltration. W index is always less than phi index because it is difficult to estimate depression and interception losses. W index is not generally used in practice. So in practice, phi index is used. Third index, I already said that W minimum index. So W minimum index is equal to phi index after its stabilization. So W minimum index is equal to K phi, and K is a constant which is always less than 1. So W minimum index is the minimum rate of infiltration where uniform stage after stabilization is attained. So from phi index we can easily find out W minimum index. Now, so these are the infiltration indices or indexes. Now, how we will find infiltration? So infiltration is found out with the help of infiltrometer, and the commonly used infiltrometer are flooding type and rainfall simulator type infiltrometer. Let's see Horton's equation. Horton equation is another viable option when measuring ground infiltration rate. So these previous two are the instrument which are used to find out infiltration, and these are the mathematical equations which are used to find out infiltration rate or volume. It is an empirical formula that says that infiltration starts at a constant rate and is decreased exponentially with time. Obviously, infiltration is maximum at the starting time of rainfall, and slowly it get reduced every time because the soil get fully saturated and then it cannot be absorb more water after some limit, and then runoff starts. So after some time, when the soil saturation level reaches a certain value, the rate of infiltration will level off to rate Fc. So constant rate of infiltration F0 and then Fc. So the Horton equation is Ft. The infiltration rate is equal to Fc plus F0 minus Fc e raised to minus kT. As we have already seen that the initial infiltration rate is F0, C is the constant infiltration rate, and K is the decay constant specific to the soil type. Second equation is Grimm-Empt equation or method. It is a function of soil suction head, porosity, hydraulic conductivity, and time. The equation is integration 0 to Ft f divided by f plus phi delta theta df is equal to integration 0 to 2 k df, where psi is the wetting front soil suction head, theta is water content, hydraulic conductivity, and the total volume already infiltrated. Once integrated, one can easily choose to solve for either volume of infiltration or instantaneous infiltration rate. So infiltration can be found out in terms of volume, meter cube, or infiltration rate means meter cube per second, and this is the equation of Grimm-Empt, where using the model one can find out the volume Ft of infiltration. The only note when using this formula is that one must assume that the water head or the depth of ponded water above the surface is negligible. Using the infiltration volume from this equation, one may then substitute F into corresponding infiltration rate equation below to find the instantaneous infiltration rate at time t. F was measured, right? So this is Grimm-Empt equation. We have two equations, Grimm-Empt one first and this is second equation. So these are the equations to find out infiltration rate or volume. So this is the end of module 1, hydrological parameter which are covered in 3 parts. The remaining portion is the examples of infiltration, which we will see in my next video. Thank you.